Hey, welcome guys back to the channel. Maverick here, and right now we're going to be watching No Guns Life episode 6. So, with last episode, we were introduced to some new characters, some new enemies, and some new, I guess, frenemies, like rival types. I made a comparison last episode to Rurouni Kenshin. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that runs parallel with that series. I'm not going to say it again. If you guys are interested, you can go watch my discussion point in the last episode. But anyways, in regards to this arc, right, this is going to mark the first time that we see Juuzo working together with this trio, with Mary and with Tetsuro, and trying to take down a common enemy that's not actually the corporation, right? So I am quite interested to see how their dynamic works out here. So let's just get into the episode and see what happens. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, just suddenly more CGI. What? So what's that you're eating? Oh. Wait, so Juuzo literally is... I guess in his mind he's trying to protect him. Winterbender is such a stupid name. What's with this jazzy romantic music? uh... Oh. So much Juuzo. Right, again, it just reminds me a lot of Rurouni Kenshin and the dynamic between Kenshin and Shishio. But anyways, let me skip this real quick. See you guys in a sec. And back. Hero, eh? Okay. Is he your father or something? No, I mean, did he kill your father? Or... Hmm. How are you sure this was done by Gondry? There we go. He's on point. Hmm. But why would he want to? Why would he want to spray this on him, though? Hmm. Swept it under the table. But why is he creating these victims, though? Like, how can you say that this is him just because of this? Right. She's holding a personal grudge. Hmm. I wonder if Juuzo knew her dad. And that's just exactly what she did. Hmm. See, that's what happens when you don't have a partner to help you. Hmm. Well, this Gondry guy is military. Maybe they knew each other? Ah. Okay, it's this dude. 'Does this guy have extensions at all? I assume he does, right? Ooh. Damn. These two are actually taking this seriously. Extension free. Damn. He really has no extensions. Hmm. I wonder if Cronin is working with the anti-extension group. He seems a perfect candidate to be working with them. Yeah, they're of the same unit. And how come the EMS don't know about this? Mega armed? The one who's going to be... Hmm. What the hell? But I gotta admit, that's a sweet car. That's a sweet ride. Okay. So their records were wiped. Hmm. Probably not. These two. Nostalgic? Okay. Oh, this dude, so his name is literally Army? Army Mega Armed? Oh damn. It's the same move that Juuzo uses. No wonder he calls him a senior. Senpai. Yeah. It's a trap. It's a trap. I feel it's a trap. No, probably not. Oh wait, he is? What? Dude, now is not the time. Yeah, he's not Gondry. Gondry's the little girl, right? Or at least related with that little girl.
もういい。ここまで来れば十分だろう。愚かなことを。私の働きでエクステンドも市民権を得られるようになってきたという。いや、あのエクステンドもやむにやまれぬ事情があったのやもし。それも私の至らなさと恥じるべきか。しかし少女よ。君は幼い身でありながら、この状況で悲鳴一つ。
It's a trap!
その勇気に、このメガアームド祭時貞、敬意を表する。時貞様、犯人に仲間がいないとも限りません。一刻も早くここから逃げるべきです。さもないと。さもないと。これは。まさか。
This is Gondry. Damn. But again, that was fairly obvious. Like, come on, guys. Alright, I'll see you guys after the ending. Okay, so with this episode, we're starting to learn more and more about Juuzo's own past, right? And we're learning more about, what happened in regards to the Great War, the whole proliferation of this extension technology, and we're also learning about the actual conflict and the roots of the conflict between pro and anti extension groups, right? Of course, you could argue that probably, just from an ethical, moral or religious perspective, there would be some complaints or protests against extensions. It definitely helps, exaggerates the problem when you have this case of these extensions potentially causing renegade people, right? Turning into renegade extenders, what's it called? Basically renegade extended, and which will harm the public peace of society, right? So we're definitely getting a little bit more in regards to that, and I feel like that's great because I think part of the entire main storyline of this series is trying to figure out the entire backstory behind Juuzo as well, right? So this is sort of on at least sort of near the real main storyline here. And also, with Olivier, I think it's fairly, I mean, in the end, that she did say that the person in the picture was her dad, right? I thought it was fairly obvious, but she also confirmed it, and she's also confirmed that she is really assigning this mission to Juuzo out of some, personal need, right? Out of some personal want, instead of just purely from a business perspective, from doing her job, performing her duties, right? And I do kind of wonder, right, because of Juuzo's pretty good relationship with Olivier. I wonder if he's actually Juuzo, I mean, was a former acquaintance of Olivier's father, right? Maybe they were comrades, war buddies, or something like that, and that is why they now have this cordial relationship as well. But yeah, like I said, these are all like some clues and things that we're trying to piece together in regards to Juuzo's past here. So not really sure if that's the case or not, but maybe something to take note of. And so, okay, in the case of this episode in particular, my biggest question here is actually why would Condry spray paint the victims, right? So Condry is acting on some sort of the reason, he's killing his former his former units, his former comrades and whatnot for a particular reason, right? Now, is this particular reason him being manipulated into doing this sort of thing, or is he trying to make a statement? Don't really know right now, but I feel like one thing that I want to take attention to is the fact that he spray paints his victims and leaves clues, or basically he's shouting it out to everyone to see, hey, I'm the one that killed this, right? So what would be the purpose of that, right? If I feel like, I don't know, I feel like trying to solve that might be the key to resolving the unknown mysteries here, but I don't. It just strikes me as particularly as really odd, right? If he simply had some kind of grudge, or he wanted to, let's say, wipe out everybody who has knowledge of the original overextended, right? Then that is a viable reason to do these kinds of things. But if that was the case, why would he want to draw attention to himself by leaving clues as to who actually he is and who is the one who killed these people here, right? Like, say for instance, if these the three original victims were killed anonymously and there was no sign or no clue left on there that it was being done by Condry, then it would have been a dead lead, right? Like, how many people die every day in a city, right? So I don't know. There's definitely something fishy about this entire situation. Beyond that, I am kind of disappointed that Tetsuro and Mary were sidelined. I was actually looking forward to them working together, working on a case, and taking on an antagonist, an enemy, all together. Someone who's not from the corporation as well. But I guess instead we got development with Cronin, right? Which is also kind of fun, right? Cronin is definitely a pretty interesting character. He doesn't have any extensions at all, and yet he's fighting toe to toe with a lot of these extended and even overextended. Although I'm pretty sure that if Juuzo really was serious about it, he could probably defeat Cronin in like 5 seconds, right? But I did enjoy the banter between them. It seems that they've actually known each other for quite some time already, and so that's why they have this certain sort of expectations of each other, if you will. Even though Cronin is really always like, oh, I'm going to catch you, I'm going to put you behind jails if you slip up or anything. It seems they're still working together, right? So it's definitely a pretty fun relationship to see between them. But I still stand by my thoughts, right? Cronin seems like the perfect candidate to be part of the Spitsbergen, the people who hate extended and don't want any extensions on their body, and they want to outlaw or ban extensions as well. It would not surprise me at all if Cronin was actually one of the Spitsbergen, or being approached later by the Spitsbergen to do some other kind of stuff. So, I think that's pretty much all the observations I had for this episode. I feel like it was pretty straightforward. What can we expect for next episode? Well, Condry is right next to Mega Armed, right? However, I do feel like Mega Armed should be able to hold his own for a while. After all, they were from the same batch of overextensions, right? And, in fact, Mega Armed is probably even... He's probably even, of higher level than Condry, considering that he is a full body extension, and Condry doesn't apparently seem so, right? They were all in the first generation. I think what I get from this is Mega Armed was the only one who did this full extension, and then this data was passed down, and then they create the second batch, which includes Juuzo as well, right? So I feel like even though Mega Armed, his punch and whatnot is filled with blanks, his basic fighting capability should allow him to last against Condry. So I feel like that's what's going to happen, and then later on, Juuzo and Cronin are going to arrive at the scene, and then we'll see what happens from there, right? So, that was it for No Guns Life episode 6. I'll see you guys next week. Until then, bye-bye.